Something a little different this week. Yeah, it's another action-packed video in my backyard. But I have never had all four of my tents set up at the same time. And I have never timed how long it took to put them up. So I'm going to set each tent up one at a time, time how long it took me to get it up, then bring you back, take a look at it, move on to the next one. And those four tents are in order of how they're going up. The One Tigress 10-gram, two-person tent pole or hiking pole tent. This one I'm sure is going to be the longest to put up. Then we're going to put up the budget tent that I've had for quite a while. And it's called, you can't even find these anymore. I got it on Amazon a long time ago. It's called a Summit with a Z instead of an S, like Summit. It's Summit. This one is a freestanding tent. It stands on its own, and it has a frame. That one I've had for a long time. The 10-gram weighs about 2.5 pounds. This Summit weighs about 2.5 pounds. Then there's the Nightcat, which is a Bivvy tent. Bivvy or hammock, it does both. But I'm going to set it up as a bivvy on the ground, one-person tent. And this, of course, it comes with its little frame and the tree straps and stakes. So this one weighs almost 3.5 pounds. Oh, hammocks. And last but not least, my Aqua Quest 10x10, or if you're in the UK, 3x3 Tarp Tent. And this one is the lightest of the bunch at about 2 pounds. So let's start off with the 10-gram. Okay, 10-gram is completed. It took me about 13 minutes to set this one up. I figured it'd be quite long. 13 minutes, 12 pegs or stakes, if you will, and only 11 stakes if you have one of the vestibules open, as I do here. And of course it takes 2 tent poles, just like the Lanshan 2. This one is much heavier than the Lanshan. But there's the One Tigress 10-gram. Now, before we go on to the Summit tent, I want to tell you I'm guying these completely out like you were guying them out for wind. Completely guyed out, not just staked. So that's why that 10-gram takes 12 stakes or 12 pegs. So, and I am not a professional camper by any means. I'm a recreational camper, so it takes me a while to set these up. Besides that, it is hot out here today. We're 93 degrees. So, and that's why I'm not videoing the whole thing because I'm taking frequent breaks between tents. So let's get on with the summit. Okay, there is the summit tent, completely guyed out for wind. 15.5 minutes, 2.5 minutes longer than the tangram. And this is what it looks like. And again, just like the tangram, it takes 12 pegs or 11 with one side, with one vestibule guyed out. And that's what she looks like. It only takes 11 with one vestibule open. Of course, just like the tangram, both vestibules are doors. Now let's get off to the night cat. Okay, the night cat set up in bivvy mode is not a roomy tent. That's a sleep-only tent. And of course, it is also a hammock if you want to hang it between two trees. All you need is the straps that came with it. This one took me 6 minutes flat to set up. 4 stakes or pegs. There is no opening on the back, only one door. And that's the night cat in bivvy mode. Now let's get on to the tarp tent. And the last tent, the Aqua Quest 10 by 10 tarp, set up in just one of the possible configurations for a tarp tent. And this one is definitely big enough for 2 people. This really makes a decent shelter. And if you watch one of my other videos that I'll put a link up in here, you can mosquito proof this too, even though it doesn't have a door. And that's the tarp tent. And that's number 4. Now, I call these budget tents because most of them, well, should say all of them, are not much over $100. And one in particular is like only $80. That's my summit tent. They're heavy, but I'm not a long distance hiker. I don't mind carrying a little bit of weight, a mile or 2 into the forest to set up a camp. They have all been very reliable. I have used them all several times in forest camps, except with the exception of the nightcat. That one hasn't got out there. It's been a backyard experiment. But for the cost of all 4 of these tents, I still spent less money than I would have spent for one ultralight tent. But that's unnecessary for me because I don't hike that far. So a little bit of weight's not a concern. Reliability is, and all of these have been quite reliable. Okay, that's my 4 tents, and the tarp tent did take me also in 15 minutes to set that one up. So the quickest time is the bivvy tent, the nightcat, and I don't know about using that one as a tent. It does double as a hammock, and that's what it works best at. So I would say in really warm weather, you use that one just as a hammock. So that's my 4 tents. Or is it? You'll find out. Anyway, till next time, this is Max with I Camp and a bunch of tents in my backyard that I now have to take down. Bye for now.